Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net tonight from Falcon High School in Peyton. It's the second game of the regular season for the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they take on the Falcon Falcons. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel, Kevin Rohde on the field with us as the Mustangs will kick it off. And the opening kickoff is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Call Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or provide a quote. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, Jose Jimenez to kick it off. Harrison Chisholm, the head coach of the Mustangs, assisted by Greg Edson, Josh Langford, Jeff Peterson, Jim Kreckemeyer, Ian Moreno, Tyrone Ortiz, Seth Wolf, Chris Cobley, TJ Schneider, Andy Schoen, and Kyle Grawless. Terry Poyer, the head coach of the Falcons, John Albin, Matt Simpson, Chris Anderson, Damon Bailey, Eddie Bratton are the assistants. And they're in those dark greens. The numbers are not going to be easy to see, but this is squibbed into the ground and fallen on at the 27-yard line over there by the Falcon player, Aaron Torres. So Falcon will have it with quarterback Justin Serrano. It'll be at the 26 officially. Yeah, Falcon in those hunter greens. Yeah. That's the color, I believe.
That looks, yes, I would say that's correct. With green numbers outlined with a light tan, I guess. Kind of tough.
They're tightly bunched, 1st and 10 for the 26 handoff, right up the gut, across the 30 towards the 31-yard line. It's a solid gain of about 4 yards. And that was Landon Martinez, who had 26 carries last week. And we know this team is going to run the football, officially a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 to go. One receiver to the left. And the quarterback was just taken down at the 26-yard line. I think he was looking for a pitch there, and there was not a pitch man. And a big tackle made by Fort Morgan's Danny Narvaez, the sophomore. And that's a loss back to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 9 to go. Yeah, there was some miscommunication there, Brian, with Serrano and the running back.
Yeah, he was looking to pitch it, and there wasn't anybody there. They all took off to the left. They had a strong set to the left, and everybody took off.
It'll be 3rd down and 9, perhaps a passing situation. And this will be a handoff right side, a gain of about 2, maybe 3. And I believe that's Martinez again. It is before he stacked up by the middle of that line. Isaac Linker around the football. Officially a gain of 3. And for Falcon, that'll be 4th down. And about 7 yards to go. Back deep to receive for the Mustangs, Luis Garcia. And I believe that's Ortega in front of them. And that's a high snap. And he's going to get it off. Excellent punt over there. Backing up is Garcia at the 30-yard line. He tried to spin out of a tackle, but it's right there at the 30. An excellent open field tackle was made over there by Donovan Bailey, a 5'11", 135-pound senior. Now the Mustangs have the ball. We'll set the starting lineup here momentarily, which is brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. Committed to feeding the world in a responsible way. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. The quarterback is Isaac Linker from the 30.
They're short of back.
Yep, Narvaez is the lone setback. I don't know if John Hokenettel's supposed to be in there, but here comes a Mustang in J.P. Hamer, and that is not good. Fort Morgan has to call a timeout a minute 36 into the game before even taking their first offensive snap. That timeout brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, that is Ehrlich Toyota East.
Yeah, Jacob Ortega came running on the field after they called the timeout, so not a good way to start on offense.
Well, let's see if the Mustangs can overcome that error there on personnel. Receiver split left and right. Isaac Linker will be under center. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Narvaez and Ortega in the backfield. On 1st down, Linker is going to roll to his right, throw off his back foot. Wide open, Narvaez complete at the 35. He's at the 40, breaks up a tackle, and then he's down right at the 41. It's a gain of 11 and a Fort Morgan first down. How about that, Brian? They went to the air on the first play.
Yeah, it looked good. A little flare out to the right side. He was wide open. It took a couple of guys to finally bring him down, but we'll see what their process is going on forward here without Trey McBride. It looked like it was wide open there. So
well, that's a play they would have thrown to McBride, I would think. Advise wide open, lining up on the right hash mark. 1st and 10 for the 41. As it cools a little bit, handoff to Hokenettle across the right side, and he's down at about the 45, maybe the 46-yard line. We'll give him 4 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And again, that's to be the tough thing, to spot who makes these tackles here for Falcon here with these dark uniforms. We'll give him 5 there. It'll be 2nd down and 5 to go at the 46-yard line. Baxton and Isaac Linker hands it off to the deep back Hamer. He is crushed after half a yard. Plenty of penetration on that left side. And I wonder if that's Bailey.
Hard to tell. Yeah, it's hard to see what the numbers are.
Yeah, it's a gain of 1 for J.P. Hamer. 3rd down and 4. The Mustangs at the 47. 9:12 to go. We're in the opening quarter. No score. As Falcon went 3 and out. First drive for Fort Morgan. Again, the Baxton and the 2 receivers to the left for the Mustangs. Linker is going to roll to his left. Pressure coming. He's going to be taken down. He's sacked back at the 37-yard line. Didn't see the pressure coming. And it's a loss of 10 yards. 4th down for the Mustangs. And in on the play was Colton Schmidt, a 5'7", 150-pound junior. The official loss is going to be 8 yards there for Linker. And the Mustangs will have to punt. I don't know if he was looking to screen it out to the left, but he had no shot.
No, the pressure came in from the right side, and he had his back turned the whole time.
Luis Garcia to punt for Fort Morgan, standing at his own 24. Perfect snap. And he gets it off his left foot, but it's high and short, end over end. It'll bounce at the 35, take a Mustang bounce, and a very good bounce inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. That's a punt of 37 yards, and Falcon will have their second possession with 8:13 to go here in the opening quarter. No score.
Yeah, it was a nice punt. I thought maybe that looked like the spin it had on it was going to come back upfield, but took a nice 10-yard roll down to the 20. Where are they putting it at? The 24?
24. For a college that will equip you to go anywhere, look no further than Northeastern. For more information, go to njc.edu. Everybody bunched in tight. 1 receiver to the left on 1st down. The handoff across the left side. Or did he keep it? I mean, I'm telling you.
I think he handed it off.
Yep. Across the 25 to the 26. It'd be nice to have a monitor here.
I think it's number 9.
Yeah, that's Landon Martinez once again. A gain of around 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Martinez already with 3 carries for 11 yards unofficially. And again, Falcon is going to throw the football once out of every 7 or 8 plays, if even that. On 2nd down and 7 for the 27. Play action, looking to throw to his right. The pass is complete at the 30-yard line, picking up maybe another yard after that to the 31, as Garcia and Keller there to make the play on Donovan Bailey, who was able to make the catch there for the Falcons. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go. Off of that pass from Serrano to Bailey.
Yeah, they didn't throw much last week. I think they were 3 of 7 last week for 62 yards.
Approaching the 7-minute mark here, the opening quarter. No score. On 3rd down and 3 for the 31. Serrano under center. Option left, he'll hand it off. No, and nothing there. A gain of 1. I thought he was going to keep it there, and he might have been wise to perhaps keep the football, but nothing there. And the tackle was made by Danny Narvaez. Martinez stuffed right there after no gain. It'll be 4th down and 3. And let's see if, I would think Falcon's going to punt deep in their own territory.
I would think so.
But I don't see the punt team out there at this point.
There goes number 5, that Drake Antune.
Antune, who's one of their ball carriers. The Mustangs have nobody back. He's going to run to his right and kick it off the side of his foot. This one's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be in Falcon. It should be in Falcon territory. It's going to be. Yeah, that is a rough punt. That punt only goes for 12 yards, and the Mustangs are in business with 6:13 to go here in the opening quarter. No score.
Need to take advantage of this. Start off in positive territory.
1st and 10 for Fort Morgan. At the Falcon 43-yard line. Garcia's the lone setback to the right. The backs are now split. Let's see if this is a basic running play. Linker will hand it off right up the gut. Hokenettel's got some room across the 40 to the 38. He was flanked to the backfield by J.P. Hamer. It's a gain of 5. Tough to bring down that senior for Fort Morgan. And around the football was Aaron Torres and others to make the play. 2nd down and 5 to go for Fort Morgan from the 38. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Back split Hokenettel again. Oh, but he runs into Antoon, who threw him down after a gain of 1. But the hole really wasn't right there.
No, he just kind of ran up the back of him.
And check it, Aaron Torres made the tackle. Correction there. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 to go. Here for the Mustangs at the 37. This will be 4-down territory. One receiver flanked out to the right. On 3rd down, the handoff left side. Hamer, 1st down across the 35 to the 30. It's a gain of 7.
Ball is carried by Mustang number 5, Hamer.
Colton Schmidt was able to make the play there. The gain of 7 for Hamer keeps the drive going. That's his 2nd carry. And we got a Falcon, well, just tying his shoe over there at the 28-yard line. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the opening quarter, the Mustangs are looking for the first score of the game. And again, Hokenettel and Hamer remain in the backfield at the Falcon 30. Linker hands it off. Right side, Hamer dances his way to the 28 after stutter stepping initially. And then he is stood up. And again, the initial penetration came from Antoon that time. 2nd down and 8 to go for the Mustangs. They're trying to shorten this game. This should be a shorter game tonight, you would think.
I would think so. They ran it quite a bit last week, but Falcon ran it 56 times last week. So,
yeah. Danny Narvaez now in the backfield with Hokenettel. 2nd down and 8 to go for the 28. Linker hands it off on the counter. Narvaez, he's got a hole across the 25, and he's got a 1st down inside the 20 towards the 19. He nearly broke it, but it's a gain of 9 and a Mustang 1st down as Narvaez carried the football for the first time in the game.
Yeah, it's been open on that left side. They've tried to go to that right side, and it seems to be plugging up over on that right side. But both times Hamer came this way, and also Narvaez came this way. It's been open for 6 or 7 yards.
James Hokenettel, Gerardo Miranda, Devin Gherkin, Jordan Wilgenberg, Nick Norris on the offensive line for the 19. Handoff, Hokenettel right up the gut, and he backs his way towards the 16-yard line. The last 2 yards were really on his own. Adam Reed, the 5'10", 210-pound senior, made the hit for Falcon. 2nd down and 7 to go. Hokenettel now with 4 carries for 14 yards.
Yeah, he's a tough runner. He's a big boy to try to bring in there. I wouldn't want to have to tackle that kid.
Yeah, this kid can squat too. He is big in the weight room there. 2nd down and 7. The Mustangs at the 16-yard line of the Falcons. Linker has the football, hands off to Narvaez, and he's hit for a 1-yard loss. There was a Falcon in the backfield that was unblocked, and that looked like Luke Corsten, a 6'3", 220-pound senior.
Yeah, he just about took the handoff.
Yeah, it was that close. 3rd down and 8 for the 17. What'll be interesting here, Brian, is if the Mustangs don't pick up any yardage or maybe lose some yardage, do they go for it or do they try a field goal? We don't see many field goals attempted.
Not too many.
But the Mustangs, they've got a couple of legs there they can use. 3rd down and 8 from the Falcons 17. Linker's going to hand it off left side. There's a hole for Narvaez. He backs his way towards the 10. He might have got the 9, and he did. That's very close to a 1st down. I think he's got it. And I think Falcon thought they were going to throw the football. That's a gain of 8 for Narvaez right at the stick. But I believe you're right. I think he's got that 1st down. It would be a 1st and goal for the Mustangs.
Yeah, they got it at the 9. Yep, first and goal.
And this drive started with 6:13 to go in the opening quarter. First and goal just inside the 9. Isaac Linker, the Mustang quarterback, drops the football. Better fall on it. He does at the 12. And I don't think that was a poor exchange from the center to quarterback. I think he had the ball and then all of a sudden tried to hand it off too quickly. So it's back at about the 11, a loss of 2. Second down and goal for Fort Morgan. Next week, Brian, Kevin, and I will be in Broomfield. That should be a tough game against Holy Family. They're ranked. Second down and goal from the 11. The backs are split. Garcia, the lone receiver to the right. Handoff left side. Narvaez cuts it back to the inside, but he's got a yard, and that's it to the 10. There were 3 Falcons in there to make the play, including Corsten once again. Third down and goal, just shy of the 10. Checking in for the Mustangs, Adam Cardona. Let's see what type of set they go here with.
I don't know, it looks like they're going to go almost like a four wide almost, the way they're looking. Andrew Monroe has come in.
Yeah, well, Cardona's actually out of the game now, along with Juan Lopez. One receiver to the left. That's Connor Fajardo out of the shotgun. Third and goal from the 10. Linker rolling to his right, throwing underneath. Pass is caught by Ortega at the 5. He dives towards the goal line, and I believe he's just short.
Yeah, they're going to mark him just about the half-yard line or quarter-yard line.
Ortega nearly scored an official gain of 9, but he got open underneath and just fell short of the end zone, so the Mustangs will obviously go for it. Just shy of the goal line on fourth down. We're under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. The Mustangs on this drive alone have eaten almost half a quarter. Well, you think fullback here a lot, don't you?
I would think Hoke would be the guy.
Here we go. Fourth and goal inside the 1. And let's see what happened there.
Offsides.
All right, yep. It is offsides.
So that gives them about 2 inches.
Half the distance to the goal. Fourth down and
Yeah, fourth down and goal.
I would think Hoke could be your guy, but we'll see. That's probably what Falcon's thinking too.
Linker is going to sneak it over the right side. I believe he's in. Right over right tackle for a touchdown. Isaac Linker from 1 yard away. And the Mustangs take the lead 6-0 with 32.7 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Now the extra point to be attempted by Adam Cardona, who's only a sophomore.
Yep, just a keeper. Of course, he's big enough. He's probably almost as big as Hoke is anyway.
Awaiting the snap. Cardona's kick is up, and Cardona's kick is off to the right. He did that last week, and he missed one here. We have 32.7 seconds to go in the opening quarter. It's Fort Morgan 6, Falcon nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. All right, the Mustangs get on the board. An extensive drive there, 12 plays in nearly 6 minutes. About 5 minutes and 47 seconds. Isaac Linker from 1 yard out.
It's a nice drive. Started at the 40. They're the Falcon 43.
Yeah, very impressive for the Mustangs. And now it'll be Jose Jimenez to kick it off. Let's see if he can boot this baby into the end zone. He's got a strong leg.
Oh, yeah.
This one is high and pretty deep. It'll be fielded at the 5. I believe that's Torres across the 15. Runs behind a blocker to the outside, and he's going to be out of bounds, crossing the 25 towards the 30. That's actually Drake Antoon.
Yeah, nice return. 20.
Yeah, they'll put it actually at the 33, so he was able to pick up additional yardage there. Return of 27 yards.
Yeah, it was a lot better kick than that first one he had. It was about as effective, though. He came out about as far.
First and 10 from the 33, and there's the give off to the right side, and maybe nothing there. I'll just see if that's Martinez again. Let's see, or is that a fullback?
Ball was carried by Falcon 44, Sherrell.
Yep, that's Caleb Sherrill is what I got.
Yeah, they said, yeah.
Sherrill. I think he pronounces Sherrill. That's the end of the opening quarter. With the score, Fort Morgan 6, Falcon nothing. A 1-minute break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net.
0. Mustangs 6.
1-minute break on B106 and B106.net.
I'd like to thank this year's Yellow Buds sponsors for Falcon School District. Farmer State Bank of Callahan. The vision of Farmer State Bank is to be the premier financial marketplace of choice in our communities. We've been serving the area since 1916. Premier Auto and RV Repair. Providing quality automotive truck, trailer, motorhome, and RV repair in Falcon, Colorado. They're a family-owned business repair shop. Delivering honest.
All right, we'll keep it right here with Fort Morgan leading Falcon 6-0.
Start a new quarter here. We'll see what the defense stiffened up pretty good on that first play. We'll see if they can do it again.
Yep. And do we have a fumble recovery by the Mustangs? Yeah, the very first play.
58. Gerardo Miranda.
Yep. Gerardo Miranda recovers the fumble as we start the second quarter. And Fort Morgan will have it in Falcon territory, leading 6-0. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. We'll check in with Kevin. We're having issues with the with our antenna up here, so we'll have to get Kevin back up here at some point. Anyway, there's a give right up the gut. Hokanat'll swallow it up as the drive starts at the Falcon 35-yard line. No gain. That's his fifth carry. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, they closed that up pretty good there. Maybe once they get that idea into their Falcons' heads of running up the middle, they'll be able to swing that outside.
2nd down and 10 for the 35. Garcia's the receiver to the right. Backs in an eye. Isaac Linker hands it off on the left side to Hamer. He's got a small hole across the left side. He gets to about the 32-yard line, tackled by the right side of that line. They might not even give him the 32. Let's see where they spot it on the carry by J.P. Hamer. Just a gain, it looks like, of 2 to the 3.
That's where they were getting their yardage on that last drive, was off that left side, but that time it wasn't there. We'll see what they come up with here on 3rd and 8 from the 33.
Right up to the line of scrimmage. Isaac Linker on 3rd down and 8 from the 33. Play action, pressure coming, throwing off his back foot, wide open, completes it under Baez. 1st down across the 20 to the 18-yard line. He was able to avoid a tackle just shy of the 1st down, and there is a personal foul roughing the passer against Falcon. It's a gain of 15 on the pass to Narvaez, who's played a huge role, and then that should be half the distance. That'll put the Mustangs at 1st and goal. It should be inside the 10. Should be at the 9.
That's where they're going.
Yeah,
1st and goal.
At the 9.
I know he was coming in on him. I didn't keep my eye on him. Once the pass was thrown, I was watching where it went to, and apparently should have had time to pull up and didn't.
1st and goal for the 9 for Fort Morgan. 2 in the backfield. Handoff. Hamer, left side, stutter steps, takes it to the outside, back to the middle. Touchdown, J.P. Hamer, 9 yards out. And the Mustangs now lead 12-0.
Yeah, there it was over on that left side again. They're following that left side into the end zone on that one. But he also was hit about the 7, then busted out and took it on into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now the extra point to be attempted. Let's see, Cardona did make his next two after missing initially last week. Isaac Linker's the holder. And the kick is blocked. And it's picked up, but I don't think in high school you can return it.
I don't think so.
All right, 10:22 to go, second quarter. It's Fort Morgan 12, Falcon nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. Brian Nickel along with Kevin Rohde. Yeah, we'll have to get Kevin in at halftime here. We have a issue here with our antenna upstairs. J.P. Hamer scores from 9 yards out. They take advantage of the fumble recovery by Miranda on a short field. The Mustangs now lead by a score of 12-0.
Yep.
And we'll have a kickoff here coming up from Jose Jimenez.
Yeah, short drive that time from 35-yard line. Their first drive was from the 43.
Well, but either way, they've got to just score, and that's what happened there with J.P. Hamer. This one is booted high and pretty deep, and that's going to find the end zone about 5 yards deep. I wonder where the wind is blowing. Tell you what, I don't know if that was wind aided, but he certainly got a big part of that football. And Falcon will have it at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of a wind. It's kind of out of the northwest. So it might have been aided a little bit, but that looked like a pretty good kick.
First and 10 for Falcon at their own 20-yard line. With the Mustangs up 12-0. Very tightly bunched formation. Almost like a double wing. There's the keeper by the quarterback, Serrano, across the 20 to the 23. He stuck it right in the gut of the fullback and then pulled it out at the last second. Well, close to 4 yards in the play. It'll be second down and 6 to go for Falcon.
It's about his first keeper. Has he run it? Is that his first carry?
Second carry.
Second.
Yep. Second carry of the game, but I think that was more. No, actually, no, that was his first. The other one was a loss of 4 on that miscommunication on the pitch, so that was. And again, it's an option left. He'll keep the football running left, and after a gain of about 2, Serrano is taken down. And the first Mustang in on the hit is Danny Nadvise. This sophomore has been impressive so far, Brian.
Yeah, he's player of the game so far, I think. Caught that pass out here, and then he a lot of good running on the on that first touchdown.
It's a gain of 3 here for the quarterback. Third down and 3. There's the pitch left. The Mustangs are out there to Meek and Toon, but then he reverses his field after running into a Mustang, takes it back towards the 30, but he's taken down at the 29. Luis Garcia saved the first down, and it's a gain of 2 for Antune, and he could have gone a long way, but the Mustangs closed the gap.
Yeah, he was open over there. That was just nothing but pure speed from Garcia to run him down, so he didn't get the first down. I thought he was going to get that corner over there, but the speed of the Mustangs shut that play down. 4th and 1 from the 29.
Yep. And they'll have to punt here. A high, wobbly punt. It's going to land at the 45 of Fort Morgan and take a side roll down to the 44.
Falcon punt is down at the Mustang.
So
44-yard line.
that punt from Mantoon goes for about 26 yards. So the Mustangs with a pretty good field position here, already up 12-0.
See what they can do here. A little bit longer field this time, having to start in their own end of the field.
First and 10 from the 44. Well, let's see. Yeah, we're having an issue with a receiver. You can hear that right there. First and 10. Handoff left side. Hamer, he's got a hole across the 45 and spins his way to the 49 for a gain of 5. We'll check in with Kevin Rohde at halftime due to the difficulty we've got with our receiver up here. Landon Martinez made the play. Hamer now has carried the ball 6 times for 29 yards. On second down and 5 to go for the 49. Handoff, Hokenettle. He's got nothing. He's trying to break out of some tackles, but they got him low, maybe half a yard. The hole was not there for the senior fullback. 3rd down. And 5 to go for the Mustangs. We have 7:33 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 12, Falcon nothing. John Beltran with Brian Nickel. Kevin Rohde will join us at halftime. By the way, the first Mustang score of the game from Isaac Linker. That was brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. On 3rd and 5 for the 49, Baxton and I. Linker hands off left side. Hamer, first down. He's into the secondary across the 45 to the 41. It's a gain of 10 for J.P. Hamer. Man, he's running strong through that hole.
Yeah, it seems like they can't get a lot. They get about half of it on the first 2 plays. And then third down, they've been picking up enough yards for the first down.
1st and 10, Fort Morgan at the Falcon 41-yard line. Hocanetto and Hamer in an eye. Linker under center, hands it off to, it's actually Ortega. He's got a big gainer across the 35 to the 34 as a sophomore is able to pick up 7 yards before he's tackled there by a couple of the Falcons. So Ortega with his first carry. And the Mustangs have thrown just 3 passes in the game, but Isaac Linker's been productive, 3 for 3 for 35 yards, and that's set up this run. Approaching the midway point of the second. Handoff right side. That's close to a first down to the 30-yard line. I think he's got it. That's Ortega again for a gain of 4.
Yeah, that's telling me this offensive line's winning the battle at the point of attack.
Looked like Nathaniel Clardy got a piece of the ball carrier. The Mustangs operating with a little bit of a longer field. They actually started this drive on their own side of the field. 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs at the 30-yard line of the Falcons. A 1-yard scoring run by Isaac Linker, a 9-yarder by J.P. Hamer. Receiver split left and right, handoff left side. That's not Narvaez. He's got a big hole across the 25 towards the 22. Danny Narvaez picking up 8 yards. And 2nd and short once again. The Mustangs are just using that same formula, and it's working.
Yep. Yeah, they've got a slew of backs right now that are doing the job for them. They can seem to go to any of them. That offensive line is opening some holes for them.
On 2nd down and 2 from the 22. Linker hands it off to Narvaez. He's hit around the ankles, tries to break out of a tackle, but cannot get out of the second one. And the right side of that defensive line, along with the linebackers, able to make the play for Falcon. No gain for Narvaez. 3rd down and 2 to go for the Mustangs at the 22-yard line. And this opening half, Brian, is moving along pretty quickly here.
Yep.
Under 5 minutes to go, well under 5 minutes to go. Fort Morgan up 12-0. And they're just chewing up the clock on 3rd and 2 from the 22. Can the Mustangs pick up a first down? The handoff right side. Narvaez has got it across the 20 towards the 19, maybe the 18. Will give them, 4 yards perhaps.
Down to the 18.
Yep, it's a gain of 4, and the drive continues. And this drive started with 8:21 to go in the quarter. They've chewed up now 4 minutes. And hopefully a lot more towards the end zone.
Playing clean football, no penalties yet.
On 1st and 10 for the 18, Hocanetto right up the middle. John Hocanetto storms to the 11. Straight up the gut for the senior. He's got 7. Boy,
somebody's down for the Mustangs. Looks like,
Well, I think that might have been Colton Schmidt who made that hit. Looks like an offensive lineman for Fort Morgan is down. Might have got run up on the backside.
That was a big run, though, by Hoke. I mean, he hit that kid about 7 yards downfield. Just bowled him over.
We have 4:03 to go. We'll see who the Mustang is being attended to. Yeah, we still have an issue there. Well, yeah, that That antenna's given us some issue there. So anyway, we'll keep it here. 4:03 to go, second quarter. The Mustangs lead Falcon 12-0. It'll be second down and 3 to go for Fort Morgan with a football at the 11.
Yeah, I can't tell who that was. An offensive lineman, I'm sure. I just can't tell who it is for sure out there.
Yeah, I mean, I know who is up. Nick Norris is up, so it's not him. I mean, sometimes it's Ryan Eggleston is up, it's not him. But yeah, this was a little bit more extensive than I thought.
Oh, 66.
Yeah, that's Devin Gherkin. Getting up slowly, limping off the field, favoring his right leg. He might have got rolled up on the back of that leg.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he got rolled up on the back of the leg. All right, the clock is running. Second down and 3 to go at the 11 for the Mustangs. Up by a dozen. Linker will hand it off on the right side to Narvaez, but he is going to be spun down in the backfield for a loss of 1, maybe 2. And that's the one guy they haven't been able to block consistently. I think that's Luke Corsten again. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't anything there. He was in the backfield about the time he got that handoff.
Third down and 4 to go for the 12. Plenty of time to go in the second quarter. But Fort Morgan has chewed up now over 5 minutes on this drive. On 3rd and 4, Linker is going to hand it off, a wide handoff to Narvaez, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of 1. It looked like Linker really tried to stretch out that football to get the handoff to Narvaez, so I don't know if Narvaez took too wide of an angle. But now it's going to be 4th and 5 from the 13, and the Mustangs are going to go for it. Either way, Brian, if they don't pick up the first down, they've taken a lot of time off the clock.
A lot of time off the clock and very poor field position for Falcon, and so far they've shown that they haven't been able to move the ball at all against this Mustang defense.
On 4th and 5 from the 13. Fajardo's the receiver to the right, one split to the left. Linker, play action, look at the throw, over the middle, the pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Andrew Monroe at the 2. Oh, boy, it was in his hands. I believe that's Monroe.
Yeah.
And Falcon takes over on downs. The pass was a little behind it, but it was very catchable.
Yeah, I thought he had it.
And Falcon has the football.
Yeah, I thought he had it there for a minute, but had to kind of spin. It might have been behind him just a little bit, but it looked like he should have had it.
All right, so Falcon has it 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Let's see if they just keep it on the ground with 2:29 to go. This will be a give right up the gut for about 4, maybe 5. Yep, that's Landon Martinez again.
Ball was carried by the Falcon, number 9, Martinez.
That was his 5th carry of the game.
Gain of 4.
Yep, 2nd down and 6 to go for Falcon. Yeah, they try to really take time off the clock, but they can't do it here if they want to score. From the 17, quarterback Serrano will keep it on the right side along the sideline across the 20, and he spins his way for a first down to the 24 for a gain of 7. A couple of Mustangs along the far sideline to make the play. But again, Justin Serrano picks it up. Luis Garcia was in on the hit for Fort Morgan.
I think that's Falcon's first down, first down.
And they got that Seminole music playing. No, I don't like that. No. You know me. I mean, I'm a Miami Hurricane. How can I like the Seminole music? You know,
yeah.
I mean, they'll throw me out of Miami if the next time I visit. 1st and 10 for the 24. There's the option left, the pitch left, and the ball is loose, and the ball is picked up by Hocanetto to the 10-5 touchdown. In and out of the hands of the Falcon running back, and John Hocanetto goes about 20 yards for a Fort Morgan touchdown, and the Mustangs lead 18-0.
Yep, bounced right up into his hands, and he picked it up and started running. He got a couple of nice blocks, and he was untouched into the end zone for the Mustangs.
I'm not sure who the Falcon running back was out there. Again, the numbers are pretty dark out here with the hunter green uniforms, but we'll give Hokenettle unofficially, about a 21-yard return. And now the extra point to be attempted. I think we've got another kicker out there. Let's see. I don't think that's... Well, maybe that is Cardona. I just can't see the number. Linker is going to take it, and he's going to throw it into the end zone, and that is incomplete. That is incomplete. It was intended a few yards deep in the end zone for... No, that's not Ortega. Didn't see who's intended for. Nonetheless, a minute 43 to go. We're in the second quarter. It is Fort Morgan 18, Falcon nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. The Mustangs lead 18-0. John Hokenettle with a fumble return in the 20 to 22-yard range. I'm going to give him 22. I keep changing it. I don't know why, but nonetheless, off the drop on the pitch there, and the Mustangs now hold an 18-0 lead. And here we go. Jose Jimenez to kick it off for Fort Morgan. A line drive, and that's going to find the end zone right on the goal line. What a weapon that is, huh, Brian?
Oh, boy. Yeah, those are nice kicks. Yeah, you don't have to... two different things there I guess you could look at. One of them, they take it at the 20. Another thing, you're not going to be getting people hurt on returns. So... Mustangs will take over at the 20-yard line. Minute 42. It should be a minute 43. They should put it back up.
First and 10. Serrano, the quarterback, is going to hand it off right up the middle. Now breaking out of it tackles Martinez, stiff-arming to the 21, and he's down right there. A gain of 1. Holding on for dear life was Isaac Linker.
Yeah, it looked like he had it open there for a minute, but Linker shut that down. Haven't been talking about Keller too much tonight. Everybody else has been kind of, they haven't been getting as deep to him. They haven't got to the second level yet.
On second down, there's the pitch right. That ball is loose. And do the Mustangs have that one? I think Fort Morgan recovered that one.
Yep.
There was an errant pitch by Serrano, and that pitch went behind the running back. That might have been Garcia recovering it. But Fort Morgan has it again, and that is their third turnover of the game. They're all fumbles.
Yeah, now they got minute 9 here to... what are they on? About the 17-yard line.
With a minute 9 to go, so the Mustangs don't need to take any timeouts. They can just milk the clock a little bit, not take too much time in the huddle, already leading by 3 touchdowns. The bad news is that they are 0 for 3 on conversions.
Yep.
And they got to clean that up against better competition next week. First and 10 from the 17. Lenker is going to hand it off. Stutter stepping at Hamer. He's in the secondary at the 10, and then he stumbles to about the 7. I don't know if he was tripped up or he tripped up himself, but it's a first down for the Mustangs. First and goal, and Hamer might have gotten to the 6, but let's see where the ball is spotted. And that's it. They'll have to respot. It's either 10 or 11 yards and a gain for Hamer. Nonetheless, that would be his...
Going to be short, though. They got to measure.
Well, let's see. He already scored earlier tonight.
I think that 10-yard line reached up there and grabbed him by the
ankles.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah, well, it's going to be a 10-yard gain here. And Hamer already with 49 yards on 8 carries. But that ball is, it's a first and goal just inside the 7. And now the Mustangs are knocking on the door again.
First and goal, Mustangs.
Hoke and Hamer in the backfield.
Yep, they're in an eye. Just inside the 7. Handoff, Hokenettle up the middle. Touchdown! Boy, that was a huge hole.
Untouched.
Holy mahungus. Maybe a tad off to his left. But John Hokenedel scores his second touchdown of the game, his first on the offensive end. This one came from 7 yards out. The Mustangs 24 and the Falcons nothing.
Yeah, that he wasn't even touched. We might have been able to run through that hole, or maybe walk through the hole.
Let's not get crazy, Brian. Actually, you're right. Now the extra point. Let's see if they actually kick it. Linker the holder. The snap is good. And the kick is up. Man, that thing is boomed through. Why couldn't Cardona do that earlier? Man, that would have been good from about 35. We'll keep it right here. 57.3 seconds to go. Quick drive, Brian. 2 plays.
2 plays.
And a 25-0 lead.
12 seconds off the clock.
All right, so
it's just what the doctor ordered here for the Mustangs. Looked like a whole different team they did last week at home against Brush.
Well, but Brush didn't make too many mistakes on the offensive end.
No, this is true.
And, I mean, that's not to discredit what the Mustangs have done here. They've done a tremendous job. But it certainly helps when you come up with those turnovers. And quite frankly, Brian, 2 of those were kind of unforced. One was a bad pitch. The other one was a pitch right in the gut of the running back, and he just dropped it. And it took a perfect bounce for Johnny H.
Yep. Yeah, and he just picked that up. And
let's see. Jimenez takes 4 steps, and he boots this one high and deep and into the end zone after it hits the 1. What a leg.
Yeah. Excellent athlete here on the football field and also on the soccer field.
Well, Falcon has it at their own 20-yard line with the Mustangs up 25-0, 57.3 seconds to go. Mustang halftime show coming up momentarily, and we'll also have another feature. It's a repeat of last week's feature that we had for you. And there's a quarterback keeper running to his left is Serrano, tackled at the 25, a gain of 5. Plenty of penetration in there by a couple of the Mustangs, including Jacob Ortega and Connor Fajardo. They'll actually give him 6 yards, 2nd down and 4. That's the best run of the night. For the second best run of the night here for the Falcon quarterback. 30 seconds to go in the opening half. And that ball was almost on the ground. Handoff right up the gut. That's a first down. Man, I think it was almost like 2 players at the football at the same time, and that was Martinez picking up 5 yards in a play. I'm telling you, us up here, we have to wait as late as possible. And with a football at the 31, Falcon will call a timeout with 17.6 seconds remaining.
Falcons.
The Mustangs got the scoring started with Isaac Linker's 1-yard run, then J.P. Hamer from 12 yards out, then John Hokenedel's taken over. Hokenedel with 2 touchdowns, one on the defensive end, a 22-yard return off a fumble, and then he stormed in moments ago from 7 yards away.
Yeah, lot better looking. Like you said, though, they're forced a turnover, basically. The other 2 turnovers were unforced turnovers.
Yeah, Gerardo Miranda recovered that first fumble early in the second quarter. It might have been the first play of the second quarter, in fact. 1st and 10. Let's see if Falcon throws the ball with 17.6 seconds to go at their own 31. Serrano looking to throw, setting up, pressure coming, and he evades the pressure, throws along the sideline out of bounds.
Yep.
And the receiver over there, Antune, nearly went into the coolers.
He's gonna throw a flag. They say they hit him up around the head or something.
Well, that would place the football at the 46. Yeah, no. Intentional grounding and loss of down. Well, he was outside the tackle box. I thought the same thing. Now, the thing is that he threw it way out of bounds. I mean, it was way out of bounds, but he got it across the line of scrimmage. Maybe the high school rules are a little bit different than the rules in college and in the pros, but nonetheless, 10.8 seconds to go. So it will be a penalty, and it'll be 2nd down. And the football's at the 24, 2nd down and 17.
5-yard penalty
And now we have another Falcon timeout with 10.8 ticks remaining.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were going to call there for a minute. I thought maybe they were going to say that somebody had gone to the head of the quarterback, but usually you don't see that thrown here. Usually they get, once they get outside that tackle box, they let them throw it away. But I think
Yeah, well, you know what? We've seen a couple of things in the last 2 weeks that I still wonder, do I know anything about football? One of those being the hold on the kicking team last week when J.P. Hamer returned the kickoff to begin the second half, 85 yards for a touchdown.
you know, the head coach, I think it was the head coach of Falcon, was having a little chat with the referee on that one. But good defense there by the Mustangs. Nobody open downfield.
All right, so it'll be a second down and 17 situation. Here momentarily for Falcon. And play action. Serrano throwing off his back foot, incomplete.
Wasn't even
well, I tell you, if Keller turned around, he might have been able to go for a pick six.
Yeah, nobody was looking. Falcon receiver was, once he got way out wide, he turned upfield. Didn't even know the ball had been thrown.
Well, only the third pass there, and thrown by Serrano here. Did complete one, his first pass. It'll be third down and 17 from the 24, 7.8 seconds to go. And there's going to be the pitch right again. An errant pitch behind the running back. A flag is down. Plenty of running room across the 35 to the 40-yard line. It would be a gain of around 16.
I'm guessing it's coming back. But
yeah. Well, again, I'm trying to see who's got the football. I'm telling you. I mean, it is so dark with these numbers.
Holding on Falcon.
1.1 seconds to go. Might as well take a knee at this point and go into the locker room down by 25 if you're the Falcons. Because right now it's going to be about a second and forever. It was already second and 17.
Yeah, and that happened about the 20-yard line or so, I think. Yeah, they're marking it back to the
second down, and 27. Yeah, it's actually from the line of scrimmage, so went from the 24 back to the 14. Second and 27.
Yeah, I think it's third.
Yeah, it is third.
And they started the clock, half's over.
With the score, Fort Morgan 25, Falcon nothing. We'll come back with a halftime show here from Peyton on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. Ryan Nickel and Kevin Rohde about to start the second half as the Mustangs lead the Falcons by a score of 25-0. And, well, at this point, I mean, you basically have you got a couple of choices here. Either you can go ahead and really take it to this team and maybe get into a running clock, or you get a little complacent. Not that that's being anticipated at this point, but when you have this big a lead, you've taken advantage of 3 turnovers. I think the one thing, though, gentlemen, is that, man, you want a long, sustained drive. How about something, 10 to 12 plays and 80 yards? That's still not a staple of this team. It's early on in the season, but I'd like to see Falcon play cleaner football, Kevin, so Fort Morgan has the opportunity to go on a long drive, and that's going to test your offensive line and your conditioning and many other aspects of that offense.
Right, and I think in several of those later drives, we would have had that long drive if we would have just gotten the ball farther away. So I really think we have established dominance on the line of scrimmage offensively at this point. They stunt a certain way and maybe they catch Hokanadel for 1 yard, but then the next play we break Hamer or the 35 for a nice little run, and then the passing game is surprisingly pretty effective too.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac Linker's only thrown it a few times, but 35 yards passing, and now the Mustangs will receive here this second half kickoff. Although the teams have to switch sides, they weren't sure about that one. Yeah, I mean, it's a free-for-all out there. They're just switching sides at this point to get the second half started. Let's see who's kicking it off here for Falcon, because they haven't had a kickoff the entire game. Yeah. Jacob Ortega and J.P. Hamer back deep to receive. Keep in mind that the Mustangs began the second half last week with Hamer's 85-yard kickoff return.
I can't tell that number on that kid at all.
And this kick is going to take one big hop and land in the hands of Ortega at the 14, straight ahead to the 25 to his left. Tried to stutter step his way to the 29, maybe the 30. That's where Fort Morgan has the football to begin the second half. Well, this is the chance, Kevin. You go on this long drive.
That's what I was just going to say. Here's their opportunity to let you see a nice, long, sustained drive and let us know whether we can go 12 plays without making a mistake.
First and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 30-yard line, up 25-0. 3 offensive touchdowns and 1 defensive touchdown. Hamer's in the backfield with John Hokenadel, who scored 2 of the touchdowns here in the opening half. From the 30, Isaac Linker will turn. They'll hand it off right up the gut to Hamer. He's got nothing. He is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. He tried to stutter step his way back towards the middle, but there were too many Falcons there. I mean, at least 3 of them, if not 4, to make that play for Falcon.
Yeah, he tried that earlier. He had kind of a stutter step on one before, and that didn't go anywhere either.
Matthew Cathy made the play. One of them that made the play. Second down and 10 to go for Falcon at their own 30-yard line, for Fort Morgan, I should say. Linker again under center. 1 receiver to the right. The backs are split. Hand off right side. That's a good gainer for Narvaez towards the 35-yard line as he found a little seam.
That time he finally found it on the right side. Earlier in the game, everything was going left. Everything right was getting plugged up. That time they found a little running room to the right side.
3rd down and 5 to go for Fort Morgan. Yeah, it might be 4-down territory if they can pick up about 4 yards here. Anything 2 yards or more to go, they won't go for it. On 3rd and 5 from the 35, and there was movement.
There we go.
Along the right side of the Falcon defensive line. That's going to be a first down. That should be enough right across the 40-yard line.
Yep.
I don't know if we've seen any hard counts tonight, but obviously that was one of them, Kevin.
That was a very good time to maybe go on 2 instead of 1, because Falcon knows that they've got to get a jump on us to be able to stop us.
First and 10 from the 40. Linker hands it off to Narvaez, right side, finds a little seam towards the 43 before he stacked up there. Picking up 3 yards, 2nd down and 7. Mustangs aren't doing anything too fancy, just keeping it simple, running clock. But that's the way you want it. You want to wear down teams. A lot of teams can have big playability. We'll see it next week from Holy Family. Let's see if Fort Morgan can neutralize it. But when you grind like this, you can make it difficult on an opposing defense. 2nd and a long 7. Just past the 43. Handoff left side, Narvaez. He's taken down at the line of scrimmage, and he's being picked up. And he was never tackled, actually. He was just picked up for no gain. But let me tell you, that could have been a loss of 1 or 1.5 yards. He showed a lot of power there.
And you know what I noticed missing from the Fort Morgan offense? We haven't ran the ball outside yet. They must be seeing something from how they're scouting them, that they're vulnerable inside, and until they start packing it in, we're going to keep running up the middle on them.
3rd down, we'll call it 6 from the 44. 9:20 to go, 3rd quarter. The Mustangs lead. The Falcons 25-0. Garcia is the lone setback, or check that, the lone receiver to the right. The backs are split. Linker back to throw, pressure, throwing up his back foot, complete. First down to Ortega at the 50. He's into the secondary along the sideline and take it down at the 37. That is Jacob Ortega with a big gainer of 19 yards and a Fort Morgan first down. A perfect pass. Again, he was wide open underneath like he was earlier in the game, Brian, when they got down to the goal line.
Yeah, that's they run him out into that flat out there, and they're not picking him up. And Linker, it's been a nice throw. I mean, it's not real hard in there. It's just a nice, easy throw over to him.
From the 37, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Handoff right up the gut. That's a nice gainer for Ortega inside the 35 to the 32. Found some of the right side. And what was that, Ortega, or was that 22?
I thought it was Ortega, but
yeah, well, we'll give him 5.
22 is Juan Lopez.
2nd down and 5 to go from the 32. The Mustangs are in Falcon territory with a back split. There's the give right up the middle. Boy, that's a yard, and that's it. And that looked like it was Ortega again. Yep, and it was. But he was stacked up and driven back at the 31. 3rd down and 4 for Fort Morgan. But the other thing, look how much time is coming off the clock.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking at half about what a short first half it was. It wasn't even 8 o'clock, and we were at halftime. And here we are halfway through the 3rd quarter almost, and it's only 8:20.
Oh, I love that. 3rd down and 4 from the 31 for the Mustangs in Falcon territory. Linker on the counter left side, and that's going to go nowhere. In fact, thrown for a loss. That time was Narvaez. Back to the 32, stacked up by a couple of Falcons. 4th down and 5.
Yeah, it looks like the left side is not working this time, and the right side is. But
and they just don't seem to want to try that outside at all. And you can kind of see that because every time they start to head that way, there's a defensive end boxing them in.
All right, 4th down and 5 from the 32. Connor Fajardo is the receiver to the left out of the shotgun. It's Isaac Linker rolling to his right. Still rolling, throws underneath. Complete. It's a 1st down to the 25 and being taken down once again, Jacob Ortega. He's got tremendous hands, and it paid off there. It's a gain of 8 as the sticks continue to move.
And it looks like the Falcon defensive backs are getting a little chippy out there, not appreciating Linker throwing at will.
1st and 10 at the 24. As Kevin said, we're approaching the midway point of the 3rd. Out of the gun once again is Linker. Awaiting the snap. Linker's going to keep the football, and he's going to take it across the left side inside the 20 to the 17-yard line, maybe the 16. He kind of just waited for that hole to open up. Nothing fancy there, Brian.
Yeah, kind of a pistol. I think they call it pistol formation instead of the shotgun. And I think that's his first run of the night, I believe, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, I think that is, other than didn't he have a 1 yard sneak?
Yep, he had a 1 yard. Yeah, that was out of the pistol. 2nd down and 2 for the Mustangs at the 16. Let's see if they go with the same formation. Yep, same formation. Hokaneto's got 2 touchdowns tonight as the lone setback. From the 16, handoff, Hokaneto, stutter steps, and then he tries to bull his way to the 15-yard line. So he gets a yard, if even that. Yeah, he just saw nothing there. And it's really back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 2 for Fort Morgan. They've chewed up over 6.5 minutes on this drive.
I'd kind of like to see Linker fake the dive, fake the hammer, and then just carry out the fake around. 'Cause there's no one out there. He'd get at least 5-6 yards before they figured out he had the ball.
3rd down and 2 to go for the Mustangs at the 16 of Falcon. Linker rolling to his right, throwing off his back foot towards the end zone. Tipped, incomplete. Incomplete. That might have been Monroe again. Yep, intended for Monroe in the end zone, but it was broken up. And the Mustangs will go for it on 4th down and 2. I like the play call, maybe not to throw it as deep because they've had so much success underneath.
Yeah, and on that one, the underneath receiver was open and the deep guy had double coverage.
Yeah.
Only the 2nd incompletion throw by Linker. 4th down and 2, the Mustangs from the 16-yard line of Falcon. 2 receivers split left and right out of the gun. Linker is going to take off with the football. Now throw underneath. That is caught. 1st down at the 9-yard line to Monroe along the sideline. Touchdown. He broke out of a tackle. Monroe scores. 16 yards out on 4th down and 2. It's the 2nd touchdown of the night for the Mustangs. on a 4th down, and they now lead 31-0.
Yeah, that was all Monroe there. Once he caught the ball, broke out of that tackle on that east sideline, and he just walked on in.
And the future looks bright as a lot of sophomores start to shine for this Morgan varsity team.
That's for sure.
Now the extra point to be attempted by another sophomore, Adam Cardona, off the hold of the junior, Isaac Linker. Awaiting the snap. It's down. The kick is blocked. Boy, nobody put a body on Luke Corsten there, and he stuffed it right back towards the Mustangs. 4:54 to go, third quarter. The score, Fort Morgan 31, Falcon nothing. This is Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. Brian, recap that drive. That was a nice long one that took about 7 minutes.
Almost 7 minutes. Yeah, it took 14 plays. What was that, 70 yards? Kevin was looking for that long drive, and we got it on 14 plays as Monroe took it in on the pass from Linker.
Well, Kevin was looking for it, but I asked for it. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen. There's a kickoff taken at the 6. Straight ahead by N2 to the 15, across the 20. He's got a seam to the 30, and then he's hit at the 31. That's a nice open field tackle there by Jacob Ortega. Again, Kevin, another illustration of a sophomore coming through. Ortega on the offensive end, and we know on special teams where Fort Morgan, outside of the extra points, has really excelled so far this season.
Absolutely. And that one, Jimenez didn't get into the end zone like he did on the previous couple ones, but we still got good coverage.
Well, that's because he's kicking the other way. I think when he kicks that one way, it's amazing what he's been doing.
We're kicking north. Maybe it's uphill to the north.
1st and 10. Serrano from the 32 is going to keep the football, run to his left, and then takes it to about the 35, maybe the 36. A bunch of bodies piled up there for a gain of 4 by Justin Serrano.
Ball was carried by the Falcon, number 10, Serrano.
He's had some success on the ground, 6 carries for 20 yards after being thrown for a 4-yard loss early in the game. It'll be 2nd down and 6, but this Falcon offense with that double wing is just, they're pretty limited. They're trying to do anything they can just to get a 1st down and move the ball down the field. On 2nd down and 6 from the 36-yard line, Serrano under center is going to hand it off on the right side, and cutting it back towards the middle across the 40 to the 41 is Antune. It's a gain of 5, but again, that's one of the surprises you talked about at halftime, Kevin. Haven't seen much of him in the first half with carrying the football.
Right. One of the things that just came to my mind, you said just trying to get a 1st down. How many 1st downs have we allowed Falcon? They can't have more than a handful.
No.
I don't even think that.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 so far.
3rd down and a yard to go. 3.5 to go in the 3rd. 31-0 Fort Morgan. Serrano hands off left side. That's a 1st down to the 45. And a strong run there. That might have been Antune again.
Ball was carried by the Falcon, number 9, Martinez.
Nope, Landon Martinez. Gain of 5. And it is a 1st down.
Finding a little room to run right now.
Well, again, the Mustangs trying to pitch the shutout for the 2nd straight week. From the 46, Serrano is going to keep it himself, run to his left. He's got a seam across the 50, and then he's taken down to the 45. Not Baez and 2 other Mustangs along the Fort Morgan sideline in there to make the play. And Jimmy Keller also around the football. A gain of 5 for Serrano, and he's starting to have some success. 2nd down and 5 to go.
I think that's the first time we've called Keller's name tonight.
Well, they try to keep the football away from him. He's such a solid defender. That keeping the football away is one of the smart things to do. 2nd and 5 from the Fort Morgan 49. Serrano with a long count. And the ball is loose, and then it's picked up in the backfield by Torres. Then he's taken down way back there at around the 42. John Hokenedel. Apparently his knee was down back at the 45. So it'll be a loss of around 4, maybe just 3 there. Well, it's a big play defensively for the Mustangs, but again, that was started with a miscue. It'll be 3rd down, and now it's 10 to go for Falcon.
3rd time they've put that on the ground.
Ryan Hokenottle was the guy that picked it up when it bounced to him the other time and carried it in for a touchdown.
Yep. On 3rd down and 10, passing situation. Serrano back to throw. Looks, heaves it up the right sideline, but it's way overthrown by several yards. Incomplete, well defended by Luis Garcia and intended for Donovan Bailey. Only the 5th pass, make it the 4th pass, attempted there by Falcon. And are they going to go for it? I think they will.
Well, looks like Antoon's going to line up in the punt. Yep, let's see what they're doing. Yeah.
And he's going to take off with the football. No, he'll punt it. It's a fluttering punt towards the sideline. Goes out of bounds inside the 25 to about the 24 as Luis Garcia was back there for the Mustangs. That punt went for about 32, 33 yards. Mustangs will have it. At the 25-yard line, up 31-0. A minute 19 to go here in quarter number 3. Yeah, just past the 26. How about another long drive, Kevin?
Yeah, I think if we get another long drive, we'll be looking at about 5 minutes left in the game when they get the ball back.
Yep. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Linker will hand it off on the right side for a gain of about 1 to the first back through. It'll be 2nd down. And that's Jacob Ortega. And he's getting a heavy load. They'll give him 2 yards.
Yeah, not a lot there.
2nd down and 8. From the 28, Hamer is out. John Hokenettle checks back in, and Linker in with play instructions as we're inside of 45 seconds to go in the 3rd. Could be the last play of the quarter. 2nd down and 8 to go from the 28 for the Mustangs. Linker hands it off on the left side. Ortega cuts it back towards the middle, and he's got a nice hole across the 30 to the 34. It's a gain of 6 for Jacob Ortega.
Nice kick out block by Hokenottle to spring him on that one, and he cut off of that block and got a nice gain.
And that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter with the score, Fort Morgan 31, Falcon nothing. It's a 1-minute break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. The Mustangs have a 31-0 lead here on the road to begin the 4th. And, boy, time of possession, Brian, really in favor of the Mustangs in that 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they controlled that. They controlled the ball in that quarter.
Yeah, basically 7 minutes and like 6 seconds. And then Falcon had it for a brief period, picking up a 1st down. And then Fort Morgan, with a couple of minutes to go, got the ball back, and they still have it here. And they've got a 3rd down.
Kevin was wondering about 1st down. Falcons didn't get a 1st down until a minute 43 left in the 1st half. And then on that next play, they fumbled it, and Hokenottle ran it in for 22 yards for a touchdown.
So then this last one was just the 2nd 1st down of the game.
Yep.
That's pretty dominating on defense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's face it, this was a top defense in the state going into the season, even without McBride. Still looking very good. 3rd down and 2 at the 34 for Fort Morgan. Linker is going to hand it off on the left side to Ortega, and he's short of the 1st down, just across the 35. He's about less than a yard short after the gain of 1. Ortega now.
Should say they give it to their big back.
27 yards for Ortega on 8 carries unofficially. Yeah, this could be.
Of course, you have a big back in your quarterback also. So,
who scored the first touchdown of the game, and there's the quarterback keeper. Boy, quarterback keeper goes for 4 for Isaac Linker.
Yeah, earlier on, I was noticing when I was down on the sideline, Falcon was lining up with defensive players on the guards and no one over the center and then the linebackers. And I thought we could get 2-3 yards just if every time they went up there and they had Linker just sneak the ball, because they were not trying to stuff it up the middle.
1st and 10 for the 39 for the Mustangs. Out of the pistol. Here's the pitch to Narvaez. He cuts it back towards the middle at the 40-yard line. I got to credit the sophomore there. He didn't have anything, and all of a sudden, he shot back towards the middle. He only gained a yard. But let me tell you, I've seen other backs lose 2 yards in a play like that.
Yeah, I'd like to see I don't know how fast he is. I'd like to see what kind of speed he's got once he gets out in the open.
Well, he's got quickness, that's for sure, because he made that decision and he ran those first 5 yards pretty fast.
That was his 14th carry of the night. Doesn't have a ton of yards, but running hard. 2nd down and 9 from the 40. Handoff right up the gut for nothing. Let's see if Hamer's back in there. Or is that Hocanedo getting up? Or was he blocking John Hocanedo? No, I think Hocanedo actually had the football. Well, there's a difference physically between him and Hamer, that's for sure. We'll give him a yard. That was a 10th carry for John Hocanedo. 3rd down and 8 to go for the Mustangs at their 41-yard line. 9:49 to go in the game. And Fort Morgan has a commanding 31-0 lead. Well, this might be passing time for Linker with a backs in an eye under center. Linker's going to hand it off on the left side to Narvaez, and he's got nothing, maybe a yard to the 42. And that was a solo tackle in there. And that might have been either Torres. Yep, Torres made the tackle. 4th down and 7, and now the punting unit will come in for the Mustangs.
Just the second punt of the game, I believe, for the Mustangs.
Luis Garcia, that is the second punt, coming up right now. The left-footed punter for Fort Morgan, a senior. Awaiting the snap, a little bit of a high snap. He gets it off. That's a beautiful punt, backing up at the 19-yard line, and then the tackle's made right there. Holy mahungus, who got down there on special teams for Fort Morgan? That was
Donovan Moya.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And he didn't really even get a hand on the guy. He just ran the blocker over the top and right into the runner.
Right into Drake Antoon. And Falcon will have the football with 8:59 to go in the game. But you know, this game still carries some interest because you want your second straight shutout. I mean, you don't want them to get on the board here. 1st and 10 for the 19. There's the handoff on the right side and a decent carry, but there's a flag down across the 20 to the 24. Again, tough to see. That might have been Sherrill this time again, but the flag went down 2 yards deep into the play. Let's see if this is holding against Falcon. It's a chop block against Falcon. So that one's going at least half the distance.
Yeah, and after they got a really good start on that first play, they finally had a drive that started off positive, and they shoot themselves in the foot again. You know, the other thing about our defense, talk about pitching a second shutout and playing without McBride. We're actually playing without both McBride boys. And, you know, we don't have Garver tonight, and I don't know whether Sharp would play any defense or what, but, you know, we're down quite a few players that will definitely help make that defense a little more stout.
1st down and 19, without a doubt. I mean, they're playing a little bit thin tonight, but getting the job done. Falcons at their own 10-yard line off the double wing. Serrano will keep the football, run to his right, across the 15, along the sideline, down at the 17, tackled from behind. That was an outstanding shoestring tackle along the sideline, trying to get that number over there in the secondary. Yep, that's who it is. Connor Fajardo made the play, and the gain was, the gain was 8. 8 yards there for Serrano. It's 2nd down and 11. Serrano's starting to run the football a lot better. On 2nd down, option left. Will he take off with the ball? He does. Across the 20, dives towards the 25. Pretty decent carry of 6 yards. And again, Fajardo, the first Mustang in on the hit. 3rd down and 4 to go. I tell you, you look at Serrano's last 6 carries, he's gone for 36 yards. Mustangs contained him a little bit better in the opening half, but because they also contained Martinez so well, they had to change it up and not give it to Martinez as much.
They're spreading it around. They get a few yards, but Mustangs finally shut them down.
3rd down and 4 from the 25. Serrano on the option right will keep the football, and he's going to be hit after a yard at the 26-yard line, trying to get to the outside once again. Connor Fajardo was able to make the play. Oh, we've got a late flag.
Huh.
Let's hope that's not against Fort Morgan, because that's an indication that somebody said something.
I think it's the coaches for Fort Morgan were out on the field being a little bit too exuberant, but I might be wrong on that.
It will be an unsportsmanlike. You have to believe that.
Sideline warning.
Yep, thank goodness. But
Sideline
all right,
interference against Fort Morgan.
it's a gain of 1 on the play. Yeah, that's what it was. So
apparently they throw the flag, but no penalty.
Yeah,
just
that's
a warning
odd.
on the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Right, and you can hardly blame Josh Langford. He's pitched a great couple of defensive efforts these last 2 weeks, and he's out there cheering his guys on because they cut him down and they're playing tough.
3rd down, make it 4th down and 3 from their own 26-yard line. Well, Falcon feels they have nothing to lose. They're going to go for it here. They've got to get to the 29. Serrano will hand it off left side. That looks like a 1st down. It is to the 30, maybe the 31. Right up that left side for
First down, Falcons.
who had the football. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I think it was Martinez. It was Martinez, a gain of 5.
Third, thinking they're what, their third
That's
first down?
That's a 3rd, yeah, because that's the 3rd time we heard the Seminole music. 6:21 to go in the game. Fort Morgan 31, Falcon nothing. Falcon has it 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Off the double wing, Serrano on the option right, runs back towards the middle, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line. Might have got to the 36, hit from behind.
I have a number 12, but I don't have a number 12.
No, that'll happen. Rosters get rearranged. Bobby Tolson.
Okay.
So he's wearing the same number in football that he does in baseball. And let me tell you, this is all Serrano right now for Falcon. A lot of carries in the second half on 2nd down. Handoff on the counter, left side. 1st down in the secondary across the 40 to the 45. Lots of speed there. And again, tough to see.
By the Falcon, 13.
To the 46.
This effort is good for another Falcon. First down.
Gain of around 10.
Of course, at this pace, they probably will run out the clock before they get into the end zone.
Yeah, well, there is 5:27 to go, clock running. On 1st down and 10 for the 46-yard line. Will Serrano keep it? He will keep it. He'll run to his left, cut it back towards the middle, across the 50 towards the 47. Nice gainer there, close to 7 yards for Justin Serrano.
Brings up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, they're just working on their ground game apparently because they're not trying to get back into this game to win it.
Did I see 54? Was that James Hokanado in on defense, or did I miss that? Well, I might have misread the number, but anyway, 2nd down and 4. There's a wide pitch to the left along the sideline, and very little for Antune right back to the line of scrimmage because the Mustangs were there to meet him. Hard hitting by Fort Morgan. Jacob Ortega. Yeah, I don't think that was James out there earlier. Ortega made the first hit. 3rd down.
1-yard gain brings up 3rd
and about 3 to go.
I think the Falcon coaches are just working on trying to get something positive here at the end so that they can build off of it for the rest of their season.
On 3rd down and 3 from the 47. Handoff right up the middle, and driving and getting a 1st down, I think, is Martinez. Boy, that was a strong run. Martinez with a gain of 5, maybe 6. And the drive continues for Falcon.
Falcon effort is good for another
Yeah,
Falcon.
they found some success on
First
this
down.
this drive. It started from their own 10.
10 carries unofficially for 37 for Martinez. There is the pitch right, taking it to the outside. across the 40 towards the 38.
Ball was carried by the Falcon 21, Sparks.
It's a new ball carrier for Falcon. We don't have much light up here at all. How about none? Caleb Sparks, but it's a great view here. Outstanding view, a gain of 3. 2nd down and 8 to go. 7 to go, I should say, from the 38. Down to 3:25 to go in the game. Fort Morgan leads Falcon 31-0. Again, Serrano under center. Falcon looking for their first score of the game. And he'll give it back up the middle and a gain of about a yard and nothing more than that as the Mustangs were there to meet the ball carrier. That might have been Martinez again.
Give him 1 to the 37.
That's it.
Falcon doesn't seem to be playing with a lot of urgency, not even hurrying up to the line of scrimmage.
Well, I mean, they know they can't win this game. I think they just want to run their offense. But it'd be nice for them to get in the end zone on 3rd down. Handoff on the counter to the 35. That's a first down to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 8. And that is Antoon running extremely hard. We'll get them all to the way to the 28. I'm impressed by what Falcon has done on this drive.
James Moore.
They found some running, and they're winning that line of scrimmage right now from the Mustangs.
On 1st and 10 from the Fort Morgan 28-yard line. Serrano back to throw. Heaves it up the right side. Receiver's out there, but it's thrown well out of bounds and well defended over there as well by Dylan Woods. And again, only one complete pass in 5 attempts.
And that's pretty comparable to last week, isn't it? I didn't really see all their stats, but they didn't have a lot of success last week either.
3 of 7 on 62 yards passing.
There's the pitch left and a small hole to the 25-yard line, a gain of around 3. Antoon with a carry again. Man, once he gets into that open field, he explodes. But only 5 carries for him tonight. 3rd down and 7 to go from the 25. Under 2 minutes to go. Will Serrano throw? Back to throw. Over the middle, pass is tipped and complete. It was tipped initially and then went behind the receiver. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, he had some pressure too.
Yep.
Hope Noddle and who was that, number 12?
Bobby Tolson.
Bobby Tolson right in there to take Serrano to the ground.
And kind of confuses me there because they're having such success on the ground and they're trying to build up success, and then they throw those 2 balls and
you're right. That goes away from their offense. 4th down and 7. Falcon at the Fort Morgan 25. Handoff to Antoon, right side, back towards the middle. He breaks out of a tackle. He's got a first down to the 10, the 5, and he's gone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Falcon. Drake Antoon goes 25 yards in a 4th and 7, and Falcon is on the board. It's 31-6.
Yeah, I thought they had him wrapped up there, and he pulled out of that tackle, and he ran him to the end zone.
Well, Chisholm said earlier in his interview, he's one that if you don't get a hold of him when he gets any ground at all, he'll go downfield, and he sure showed it there.
Yep.
Nice little athlete.
Yeah, that's for sure. He is.
Well, it makes you wonder why he didn't get the ball more in the first half. Now the 2-point conversion. Serrano will keep it himself to his left, and he lunges into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Well, keep it right here as we are in the waiting moments of this game. And the Mustangs lead by a score of 31-8. Well, you know what? You got to really credit Falcon there because, like I said, they didn't show a lot of urgency. And we did question those pass plays, but ultimately it took just the one play for it to work.
And that might have played into their success because after throwing it and being 4th and 9 or 4th and 8?
7.
4th and 7, yeah.
We're expecting them to throw again, and then they fool us and run one. And good call, made a touchdown, good play by number 5.
Yeah, Drake and Toon.
Took them 16 plays.
Wow, what a drive.
Over 7 minutes.
25 yards away.
Looks like Fort Morgan must be anticipating an onside kick.
Yep. They've got the so-called hands team up there. 100 seconds to go in the game. Oh, this will be like a pooch fielded by Garcia at the 36. Yeah, that's all he did. He just fell. He fell, and that was it. We'll try to get some individual stats for you after the game, but we are in quite a little bit of darkness up here. And I'm not talking about my personality. Just we really don't have much lighting here. With 99 seconds to go, the Mustangs have the football, first and 10 at their own 36. The post-game show coming up. We'll have a little bit of the roadie review of this game. Recap, review, and then Brian will take a look at that nickel package and see how many of those worked out.
Yep.
As we know, a lot of those did. Mustangs are in victory formation. As Isaac Linker will take a knee. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs will be improving to 2-0 on the season.
They'll face a well-rested Holy Family team that didn't play because they played 0 week and have a bye this week.
Yep.
Second down and 11 from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they should be well rested, that's for sure. It maybe even had some people here to watch the game. Who knows?
Right.
Letting the play clock run down, taking another knee. And just one more play. That's all the Mustangs have to run. And they will get out of here with a victory. A road win for Fort Morgan. You know, they almost won by the identical score of last year. Last year they won 26-8.
Yep.
Now they're up 31-8.
That's it.
And the Fort Morgan Mustangs have improved to 2-0 as they win on the road against the Falcons. Final score, Fort Morgan 31, Falcon 8. Let's take a break here, and we'll come back with a post-game show on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. The Mustang post-game show here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net, brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe and achieve your goals. That's at Morgan Community College. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde here for the postgame. Let's get to the scoring in this game, Brian, because the Mustangs needed a fourth down in their first drive to get in the end zone. They operated on a short field, but once they were able to get into the end zone, it really got the ball rolling here.
That's for sure. They took it in on their first, or this has been their second possession. Took it in from 43 yards out. Took them 12 plays. Linker took it in on a TD to PAT, no good, which was kind of a concerning thing there for about the first three or four. The next time the Mustangs got the ball, they took it 4 plays. Hamer ran it in from 9 yards out. The PAT blocked once again, 12-0 with 10:22 left. In the first half. Actually.
Yeah, they capitalized on that fumble, the first of many fumble recoveries for the Mustangs, of 3 in the opening half.
The Mustangs then on the next possession go 40. They start at their own 44. That was their longest drive of the night up until then. But that ended in a incomplete pass on fourth down. But on Falcons' next possession, that was the Falcons got actually a first down on that possession, but they fumbled the ball, and John Hochdahl picks it up from 22 yards out, runs it in for a touchdown, and the PAT once again no good, 18-0 Fort Morgan.
And then Johnny H. was not done a little bit later on in the second quarter, Brian.
And then, that's right, the Falcons on their next possession fumble the ball once again with 1:09 left. Hochnaudel takes it in from 7 yards out for the touchdown. PAT is good, makes it 25-0 Fort Morgan, and that's the way it was as they went into the half.
And then, of course, they received the opening kickoff in the third quarter and put together a masterful drive.
Went 70 yards in 14 plays. Monroe, he's a sophomore.
Yep, Andrew Monroe.
Andrew Monroe takes it in from 16 yards out on a pass from Linker. PAT once again no good, makes the lead then 31-0 with 4:54 left to go in the third period.
And that was on a fourth down play. The Mustangs scored twice tonight on fourth downs, and then, essentially the game was over from there. We know that Drake Antoon scored late in the game there, Brian.
Yeah, he scored with 1:40 left in the game, but that was a nice drive by Falcon as they started clear from their 10, so that was a 90-yard drive.
Oh, we had 2 7-minute drives in the second half. I love football like that.
Yeah, it makes the game go by. And then the PAT, a 2-point conversion was good for the final score, 31-8. Fort Morgan as they go 2-0 on the season.
Okay, we'll take a look back at your nickel package here momentarily to see how many of those were met. But, Kevin, let's get a roadie recap, your impressions of this game and what the Mustangs did tonight, especially not letting up in the second half, even though Falcon would be able to score a touchdown.
Absolutely. What I see tonight is a really good sign for the Mustangs, and that is we're back to playing Mustang football. We're dominating the line of scrimmage, moving the defense 2-3 yards off the ball before our receivers or running backs even get hit, and then on defense stuffing them right at the hole and making them work for every yard. So other than the PAT afterwards, I really don't see a problem with anything that we did tonight at all. So I think the roundup for me is success in probably 5 out of 6 things.
But as well as they played tonight, I would think they've got to pick up the level and even performance better next week against Holy Family, which is a top 10 team.
Oh, absolutely. But I think playing, as we said, without the McBrides,
right,
and playing without a couple other key players. I mean, our starting running back has yet to carry the ball. Had a DB out today. Had a kid get hurt, offensive lineman. I think all things considered, we did well. But yes, for sure, next week, Holy Family is going to be 2-3 levels above where we are tonight, and we're going to have to answer that bell.
And at this time next week, we'll still be watching a football game, I have a feeling, because they like to extend the game. All right, Brian, let's look back at your nickel package to begin the game. Let's see how successful the Mustangs were at fulfilling your nickel package and the expectations you had going into the game.
Well, the first one we had was to overcome the loss of Trey McBride, and they seemed to do that pretty well tonight.
All right, 1 for 1.
They put up 31 points. The second one was don't feel sorry for yourself, and I believe they weren't feeling sorry for themselves. No. They came right out and they played some good, hard football. Third one was cut down on the mistakes. And did they have a penalty tonight?
I don't remember one. I don't remember a single penalty on this team.
But that's a lot of growth there in 1 week, no penalties. Stopped Drake Antoon. They did that pretty much. He did get the touchdown at the end of the game, but held to very, very few yards.
I mean, I was just stunned, by the way, but I'll talk about that in a second, that he barely got the football until the last drive at number 5, Brian.
Get the offense going, and they did that, getting 31 points on the board. Granted, one of those was a defensive touchdown, but looked a lot better, more impressive this week than they did last week, and I believe they met the goals tonight. So.
Well, they had 151 yards at halftime. They went on a 70-yard drive to begin the second half, so that's 221 right there, and picked up a few more a little bit later on in the game. When you look at the numbers unofficially for Fort Morgan, J.P. Hamer didn't carry the ball at all in the second half. 9 carries unofficially for 48 yards. Ortega had 8 for 27. John Hocanedo had 10 for 29. He had the touchdown. Denny Baez, I believe, had 36 yards for him on 15 carries. He was a workhorse, so the Mustangs didn't have a ton of yards per carry, but certainly enough to carry their weight. And then offensively, from the passing standpoint, I should say, boy, Linker threw for 78 yards. He was 6 out of 8 for 78 yards. Ortega had 3 catches for 36 yards. You mentioned Andrew Monroe had the 16-yard touchdown catch. And with a victory, the Mustangs improved to 2-0, and Falcon drops to 0-2. It's time for the Mustang Player of the Game. Mustang Player of the Game is brought to you by Transwest Chevrolet Buick, serving Northeast Colorado and in Fort Morgan and Sterling. They've got a great selection of new and used vehicles. Stop by and take a test drive. Trans-West Chevrolet Buick. Well, he did it in a very short span, a defensive touchdown and an offensive touchdown, a total team effort. But John Hokenadel, the player of the game, Kevin, sounds like a solid selection there, even though the Mustangs had several contributions tonight.
Absolutely. I think Hokenadel is a great player and a great leader on this team. And as a great leader, you step up, and he had a great game. So definitely a player of the game.
He looks big from up here.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Well, no, I do, because I see him all the time. But anyway, big victory tonight for the Mustangs. They'll be back in action coming up on Friday on the road against the Holy Family Tigers. Outstanding job by our sound engineers and producers, Emily and Blake, back at the studio with the help of Christy Creighton. For Kevin Rohde and Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. The final score, once again tonight, from Peyton, the Fort Morgan Mustangs make it 2-0, beating the Falcons 31-8 on Morgan County's B106 Facebook Live and B106.net.